Top of the hour, got your local weather on the 8s handled. Let's make today amazing. I know it's Monday and it's very, very busy, but still, we can get through this. Let's get to this. Travel troubles, and let's clear them up. From New Jersey to New York into Connecticut, 4 inches of drenching rain across the region overnight. We had some messes this morning. It's getting a little bit better, but slow going on New Jersey roads this morning. Plus, New York as well. Hey, the city. 2.5-hour air travel delays. I'm just checking in. LaGuardia, Teterboro, Philly, everybody's got delays right now. We'll get you up to date on all of those. Sunny skies in Texas. We welcome a sight today in Dallas. What a beautiful, look at the top anyway. It's dry, but it wasn't this way on Friday. You watched it live with us. The Trinity River still at major flood stage right now. Hurricane season, ladies and gentlemen, starts today. If you didn't have enough to worry about, let's check that on the list. Let's just get prepared for it. We're live with the head of FEMA on what we can do to prepare for the worst. Jim Cantori's off today. Jen Carfagno's in. We'll deal with flooding threat. And Jen, that's in a lot of the country. You've got a lot of turf to take care of.
I know, Sam, and you said it, that Texas finally getting a chance to dry out. Oklahoma, too. But the problem is the rain has already fallen and that water has to go somewhere. This is the month of May and precipitation, and it is just amazing when we set monthly rainfall records. Record wettest May in Dallas and Oklahoma City and Wichita Falls and Corpus Christi, not to name a few more. And all that water that fell, more than 20 inches in a lot of spots, has to go somewhere. And it's all draining from the streams and the creeks into the rivers. And now that water is continuing to move along the river. So the Trinity River is what we're looking at right here in Texas. The concern is that there's still water moving along. We're still going to be dealing with major flooding for a couple of days, not just there, but also on the Red River and Shreveport. Take a look at this. You're not dealing with problems yet, but you will by later this week. So we're tracking the ongoing flooding issue, even though the rain has stopped, Sam.
Happy 15-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, thank
Friday.
you. That was last week. Thank you.
Yeah, happy. Everybody
celebrated on the beach.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's what we're all trying to get to. All right, the sun's out North Texas, and we feel good about that, but you're not in the clear just yet because look down, there's still some standing water. Over last week, storms killed 31 people across Texas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma, we're talking to you as well. This morning, 7 people are still missing in these floods. Kate Parker is live in Dallas. Kate, it looks like we're getting the skies dry, but the floodwaters, that's a whole different thing. It's going to take time.
Whole different story. In fact, Sam, actually there's a few lakes that are being blamed for some rising waters along the Trinity because the lakes are so full. They've had all these streams emptying into them. Grapevine Lake is 26 feet over. Lake Louisville's 15 feet over. And those are going into the Trinity. That's what's being blamed for the fact that we now have reports that 110 homes, or I'm sorry, apartment complex, 110 of those apartments are inundated with water in Coppell. Coppell is an area, suburb of the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, this whole conglomerate here. It's all just kind of city after city. Coppell's one of them, and it's the Wellington Place apartments that we're just getting word of. 110 apartments are flooded. This started happening late yesterday as those waters started to rise, even though it's beautiful and sunshiny, right? You don't see any rain coming down, but that's the problem whenever you talk about river flooding and lake flooding. It doesn't just stop like that. Now, the good news is about your morning commute. If you are trying to get out and about, you know, you can see the cars behind me trying to get on their morning commute. You are seeing a little bit of a blockage at Singleton Boulevard on Loop 12, but otherwise, Loop 12 is open after it closed on Friday due to some massive flooding. We had some video of that was pretty remarkable. You could see that water in the roadway stopping all those cars. Look at that traffic. People were stuck in their cars for over 8 hours in some cases in that water. They used some pumps. They got that water out of there. They're still using a little bit of this morning, so I hear that a right lane is blocked, but otherwise those lanes are open. So drying out with the flash flooding, but Sam, the flooding, the river flooding, the lake flooding, that continues, and it will continue to be a problem until all of it evaporates, because that's the only drainage we have.
All right, Kate, I know, so just keep an eye on it for us. Kate Parker reporting live from Dallas this morning. We all have our fingers crossed that things will slowly get better as the plains dry out. Flash flood watches on the map this morning for Baltimore, and you got to even take care in Boston as we get into the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, we want to look more across parts of the plains. And this is the area that we're actually looking at the potential for some dry conditions. We like to see this. This ridging is going to continue to build. That means for Texas, Oklahoma, you're all going to be dry. All the rain in the action, it's going to be across parts of the southeast. And we're really kind of robbing that moisture and allowing for the folks in the plains to dry out. As we go through this week, the rain is going to be looking, of course, very wet for parts of the southeast. But as we move that ahead, we're going to see drier, more stable stable air, setting up for places like Oklahoma City and Dallas. Temperatures right now in the 60s and the 70s. Just to have a flashback, this time last week, we had dew points in the 70s. Tremendous amount of moisture out there to produce rain. Now, we start off the morning with some clouds out there. You can see even some spots of some showers across parts of Arkansas. But as we go through the day, more of that sunshine is going to be winning out. We're going to see a high of 78 degrees in Oklahoma City. You should actually be in the 80s. Dallas, 83 degrees. You should be in the upper 80s. By the end of the week, we are going to see temperatures getting very close to 90 degrees. By the way, Dallas, you haven't actually reached 90 degrees yet. Probably a good thing because just so much moisture out there. It's going to be rather muggy out there. As we go through Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be dry. The next disturbance is going to be bringing all the rain chances for areas, including parts of the upper plains. But Dallas, your forecast showing you by Wednesday, 87 degrees. Normal, getting close to 90. And it looks like it's going to stay dry potentially all the way through Sunday. Fingers crossed.
Almost 90 degrees on Friday. Almost 89 degrees, Jen. All right, flash flood watches on the map this morning from Baltimore to Boston, as we were just talking about. The rain slowing down now into the northeast, but there's more coming on the way. But it's not just that. Take a look at Boston. You also got a picture of Portland live this morning. It's the those temperatures are in the 50s. Well, you're not getting really out of them in Portland. You'll have 2 consecutive days of temperatures 20 degrees below where they should be as we start June. Jen Carfagno on all this, and yes, indeed, it is June 1st.
It is not fair, right? That's what someone is saying in Boston right now. After the tremendous winter we had with the snow and the cold, and now we're starting off June, and it's early into the 50s today. Yep, that's what we got for you, unfortunately. And I'm going to show you everyone dealing with this chill right now in the Northeast, and then talk more about the rain. We had a lot yesterday, right? And we've got a lot more to come. So let's take a look at things out there where temperatures now have dropped more than 20 degrees. Portland, Boston, you're in the mix. Connecticut, Rhode Island, you're also in the mix. This front offshore is the culprit. And when this front was coming through yesterday, wow, was it a sight to see. Take a look at this really cool Vine video that was captured and shared on Twitter. Matt Chers sent this from Nantucket. And guys, this is amazing. I mean, he said in his tweet that this was a front, and he was right on. I mean, this was the front coming through. Yeah. But technically speaking, this is an Arcus cloud or a roll cloud. And we don't get to see these all the time. I mean, this is just amazing. Had to share it. And Matt, thank you so much for sharing it, letting us put it on air here. So this is the front that came through, brought the temperature change, and now we are going to get some cooler air and a little bit of rain still stuck across New England. Plus, the front itself really isn't going anywhere, and it's stuck for a couple of days here. A wave of low pressure moving along it, going to help enhance the rainfall. So again today, rain along the front, and also in the warm sector, we're going to see more rain too, and thunderstorms popping right through the day today and again tomorrow. So this area under flash flood watches here in spots all the way until tomorrow evening. And after that, that's when the high pressure moves in. We'll be right back with more on AMHQ right after this.
Did you know that meeting your daily protein needs actually helps to support your muscle health? Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink can help you get the protein you need. Each serving has 15 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, plus 26 vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D, to support strong bones. Boost High Protein is the #1 selling high-protein complete nutritional drink, and it has a great taste, guaranteed. Help get the nutrition you need every day with Boost High Protein. Join the club at brandpower.com.
One day, a rider made a decision. The decision to ride on and save money. He decided to save money by switching his motorcycle insurance to Geico. There's no shame in saving money. Ride on, ride proud. Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
Get ready for the passion, the pageantry, the drama. The NCAA Golf Championships. Men's Individual Championship today, with Team Championship tomorrow and Wednesday, only on Golf Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, morning thunderstorms, high 87. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 40%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
In the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
What are you doing in here?
I'm grooming.
Is that my toothbrush?
Yes.
How about a little privacy?
Don't live with roaches. Get Raid Anti-Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Meet Ron, a big guy with a big heart. His mom would agree. When Ron took her in, unexpected medical bills followed, and things got a little out of hand. That's when he reached out to Rise, with cash in your account as soon as tomorrow, and rates that go down over time, letting Ron focus on what matters most. Seconds. Rise, with $500 to $5,000 in your account. Tomorrow's looking up.
And welcome back to AMHQ, 10 minutes past the hour. Right now, we have a live look at Washington, D.C. A flash flood watch in effect right now. High today near 90 degrees with storms in the forecast today. You're going to be one of the hot spots across parts of the Northeast. Today, 88 degrees. Storms around, even coming later this evening. And then Tuesday, notice they have a cooling trend by Wednesday, high of only 68 degrees. So that's your forecast for D.C. Miami, starting off the morning looking spectacular out there. This is how you want Miami to look. Just a few clouds. Today, high of 87 degrees. We're going to give you a mix of sun and clouds, and then on Tuesday as well as into Wednesday we're going to see some storms around, but we're also going to be looking at that sea breeze, starting to see some storms lining up in the eastern part of Florida as we go through today, and then Wednesday some hit or miss storms, but all eyes are on Florida today, right, Sam?
Absolutely, and also a little bit in Connecticut too. I do need to say, Jen, that our NBC friends in Connecticut are reporting that Berlin High School, which is just outside of Hartford, a little southwest, is closed for the day because of the flooding. That area again having some flooding all the way into New Jersey as well. We're trying to get that water out of the way this morning so you can get going. And if you look at the calendar, it's June 1st. It's the start of a new Atlantic hurricane season. And there's a brand new effort to make some better storm surge forecasts. But let's get right into it with senior hurricane specialist Brian Norcross, who's been live at the National Hurricane Center all morning long. Brian, did you spring for the donuts or what happened this morning?
No, you know, there's a whole new trend here. I don't see a donut in the play.
No way.
Obviously, some big new sea change going on here.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of activity. Media's come in, a lot of TV stations, networks, everybody, of course, interested in the new hurricane season here. And there's a news conference coming up here this morning at 11:15 with Dr. Rick Knabb, the director here, Administrator Fugate of the FEMA. They'll be here with other folks, and we'll have it live for you on the Weather Channel, 11:15. Get ready for that. Now, a lot of talk about storm surge here at the Hurricane Center for the last years now, several years, and making better storm surge forecasts. And look at this video. This is of Everglades City, Florida, over on the west coast of the state, west of here, when Hurricane Wilma came in 10 years ago in 2005. That push of water that we saw in Sandy, we saw in Ike, we saw in Katrina. There's a lot of work on that. And we have, introducing right now today, a brand new graphic that we're going to use to help explain what storm surge is and what storm surge forecasts are about. So take a look at this. We call it Understanding Storm Surge. So there you see, there's the water at low tide. There's a house at the coast. You see the land. Now, obviously, as the water goes up and down from low to high tide, you're still safe at that point. And even if the water gets to an exceptionally high tide or a storm is pushing some water in, as long as it doesn't get above the land, you're still safe. Well, but of course, as the storm comes in and the water gets higher and higher, things get dangerous when the level of the water gets above the level of the normally dry ground. And if it gets a lot above, which it can do in some places on the coast especially, of course, it becomes very, very dangerous. Well, we take that dangerous part of the storm surge and actually put a scale on it. And you see the colors there from up to 3 feet above the land all the way to 9 feet and higher above the land. And here's what the National Hurricane Center is going to do with that scale. If a hurricane were coming into Florida, the west coast of the state, and pushing that water in, they're going to issue this kind of map. They actually had it out last year for Arthur, but this is called the Potential Storm Surge Flooding Map. And you see how it goes. So the areas over the land that are red are the most dangerous, up to 9 feet or higher of water. And you see that scale. So we'll be showing you a lot more of this if we have a landfalling hurricane this year. Back with more from the Hurricane Center later this morning. Sam, back to you.
Brian, it's just been fantastic. The graphics are fascinating. You are so amazing when you describe them. I was just completely focused and zeroed on all that. Brian Norcross at the HRRR Center this morning. Thank you, good sir. And of course, a severe weather update is next. We've got some important questions this morning about where the storms are going. And also we ask you this, as we start this hurricane season, are you ready? Do you have your plans? Do you know the evacuation route from any place that you and your family might take a coastal vacation?
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
What do you think?
When I first sit in the seat, it makes me think of a BMW.
I feel like I'm in a Lexus.
You would think that this was a brand new Audi.
It's like a luxury car.
It feels kind of like an Infiniti.
Very similar to Range Rover.
This is pretty high tech.
Yeah, it is. It reminds me of the Mercedes.
This is Chevy? Wow.
I have a new appreciation for Chevy.
They thought about me.
I could totally rock this.
This thing feels pretty boss.
It looks kind of dope.
That's pretty cool.
This is the jam.
Pretty bomb, dude.
Maybe I will go Chevy.
I'm definitely Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice, America's #1 male dandruff brand, keeping you 100% flake-free, guaranteed, while smelling 100% handsome. Take a whiff. Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
I am never getting married.
Never.
Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time.
Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Wood. Only on the Weather Channel.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. Starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one.
Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Yo! No thank you for the bag, man. I hooked you up, bro. Try getting a deal like that from some other bag. Bet you feel rich now. Hey, ladies, this dude's loaded.
Checkers and Rally's 2-for-2 deal is back. Your favorite crispy fish with Alaskan filet, or our boldly seasoned spicy chicken sandwich. Mix or match them for just $2.
Hey, man, how about a fry for the lady?
Checkers and Rally's.
Send the bag.
Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh my God, I did not get that. I did not get that.
And welcome back. 19 minutes past the hour. Incredible bolts of lightning striking One World Trade Center and New York last night. This video shared to us by Anthony Quintano as the tallest building, of course, in the Western Hemisphere was struck. It makes it an easy target, especially when you're looking at 400-foot metal spire. Now, along with the lightning came a lot of rain, nearly 1.5 inches falling on Central Park. And when you see the video there, you're looking for a place to get struck by lightning, go to the tallest point there. But of course, we don't want that. Right now, though, we are looking at the threat for some severe weather setting up. And for that, we're going to go over to our specialist today, Jen Carfagno. And Jen, you're timing this out for us for today. And, even for this afternoon, we could still be looking at some stronger storms around from the northeast, but you're looking in the plains.
Yeah, we're actually looking for severe weather today across portions of the west, and particularly the Intermountain West, and then we'll take you into the northern plains. This is where we're going to see thunderstorms pop and potentially turn severe. We had severe reports yesterday in Washington and Oregon and Idaho and Montana. Walla Walla reported some trees down, causing some damage there. Right now, we've got a couple of thunderstorms you can see in portions of Washington and Oregon, Idaho. Some early morning thunderstorms waking you up a bit earlier as well. That system, that front and low pressure on the move, but this little guy, you see the spin out here in Oregon, southwestern Oregon, that's going to be the energy as it moves out here into Montana, moves out into the northern plains. That's going to be the mid to upper level energy that will help drive severe weather in the coming next 2 to 3 days across this area. One thing you're going to notice, you'll feel it when you walk outside by tomorrow, really a big change in the amount of moisture in the air. It will feel humid out there. It doesn't yet, but that's going to change as we get some southerly flow and get some of those dew points back up again, maybe even into the 60s. So for today, we're going to watch some thunderstorms pop in Montana. Some other ones pop, we think, into North Dakota as well, continuing even into the overnight. Hail would likely be the main threat with these storms out here today and into the overnight hours. Now tomorrow, more ingredients start coming together. We've got something called CAPE, or convective available potential energy, right across this area. The areas in yellow is where it's highest, or enough energy in the atmosphere to create these thunderstorms. But when we overlay where we've got wind shear, which is turning of winds with height, changing direction, or increasing speed with height, when you put those two together, that's when we're going to start to fine tune the area that could see possible severe weather, large hail, damaging winds. And because there's more ingredients tomorrow, we're going to see that risk for tornadoes tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we drop it down into portions of Nebraska and Kansas. Now, Sam, before I toss it to you, I got to show you this great picture, two great pictures.
All right.
You guys are all going to love this. Stu Ostro, meteorologist here at the Weather Channel,
yeah, I saw
caught
that.
this great shelf cloud last night in Atlanta. Look
Shelfie.
at that, a shelfie. If you take a picture of you with the shelf cloud behind you,
Yeah, that's a
shelfie.
shelfie.
That's a
Exactly.
Tell that to Jim Cantori, though.
Yeah, because
Let's get it trending.
I need to show again, though. Remember that roll cloud I just showed about 10 minutes
Yeah.
ago? Let's
The
show that
video.
again. I've got that right here because they're similar. Shelf cloud and this roll cloud, which was actually the front moving through the northeast, very similar. They're both Arcus clouds, just different types. So this roll cloud with the front. is not attached to the thunderstorm, like you saw with the one that Stu took. So that's the difference. Thought we'd do a little Weather 101 here.
All right, awesome. And your pictures make weather news and make news. Anaritas Rodriguez this morning.
The rain this morning really putting a big impact on air travel in the New York and the New Jersey area. We have a ground stop in effect at LaGuardia. We have a ground stop in effect at Teterboro Airport. And the weather also keeping you at the gate at JFK and Newark. So keep that in mind. You're going to see these delays at least for the rest of the morning. In the meantime, we'll be getting some incredible pictures of really cool stuff out west. Look at this one. This is from Kelly Lee, our Steadicam operator, who went, hey, Kelly. Went on a hiking trip last week and captured this beautiful rainbow at Yosemite National Park.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then this guy, it's his birthday, happy birthday, and he captured the blue hour over the Painted Desert. How neat is that? Happy birthday,
come on.
Pete.
Exactly why they call it the Painted Desert. Look at that.
That's out of Arizona. Keep sending us those pictures. #MyWeather. We'll see you right after your local news.
And that shot was from...
Weather Wellness Program is brought to you by Nature Made Vitamins.
Did you know only 1% of supplements have earned the USP mark, an independent certification for quality and purity? I recommend Nature Made because they've earned the most of any brand.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. Flonase is the 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So go ahead, inhale life, excite your senses, seize the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
As we cross a bridge known as the Mighty Mac, we find it. Something the Ojibwa call Gajige. We know it as timeless. A land that says, slow down. Listen to my stories. Hear my songs. Timeless can be as big as the sunset on a Great Lake, or as endless as the stars that watch over us. Welcome to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Welcome to the purest of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
There's a more enjoyable way to get your fiber. Try Philips Fiber Good Gummies Plus Energy Support. It's a new fiber supplement that helps support regularity and includes B vitamins to help convert food to energy.
These are good. Nice work, Phillips.
The tasty side of fiber from Philips.
It's time to get your hands on a Ryobi. During Ryobi days at the Home Depot, there's new lower prices and special buys on the tools you need. Ryobi One Plus, the one system that delivers more. Available only at the Home Depot. Now get this 4-piece lithium-ion super combo kit for only $129.
Fact. When pharmacists are in pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice for pain relief. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. Use the medicine that pharmacists use most for themselves. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
In the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
And coming up on 29 minutes past the hour, here is another spectacular time lapse from the International Space Station. We'll take a look at this. On the left on the orange solar panel.
Satellite.
Yes, you can see that right there.
Right there.
And you can see the satellite just passing in the distance. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
We're geeking out. That comes to us from
love that.
Astro Terry.
And you think this was like digitally recreated, right?
Yeah.
But this is real. This is his real view.
This is what's really going on.
All right, I am not
an
going to
animation.
live in a 2x2 foot chamber for as long as they are, but boy, is that the coolest image. And see, we don't have to because they will send us the pictures.
Right, you don't have to go up to space for that.
Right, you get to watch them right here on AMHQ.
Right.
Here's some of the cities that we're watching for you this morning, by the way. We say hello, America, and a special good morning to you, Los Angeles, around LAX this morning. Got a dry day in store. About, what do you think, mid-70s today? Yep, let's go with that.
Yeah, let's get those low clouds out. That'll help a little bit. But for now, soft
June gloom.
Yeah.
Good morning, Phoenix. You are going to hit the triple digits in a hurry. And 100-degree highs, they're going to stick around all the way through Thursday. Really seeing that change in the pattern, and that is allowing for the heat to build across parts of the Southwest. 106 for Monday, 104 on Tuesday. Is it too hot to eat, Sam, for
No,
breakfast?
it's never too
Are you
hot.
sure?
At Matt's Big Breakfast on 1st Street, the motto is scratch cooking. Honest ingredients. Hey, try the Hog and Chick, Jen. It's
Breakfast?
2 organic cage-free eggs served with your choice of meat. But if you've got the choice, and you do, take the off-the-bone ham.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect,
Jen,
right?
Jen, the
No, I
other
would-
Jen is probably more of a turkey person.
Yeah.
No, I like ham
You do
better than
like ham?
turkey. I do, yeah. Ham and eggs.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
love ham and eggs. Just
That's
don't
a
make
good
them green.
breakfast.
All right, let's talk about the big picture for today. We have some green on the map. Speaking of green, you can see the rain actually moving through areas including the Pacific Northwest. You can see that low there. That's going to be our next player for the severe weather. And of course, the Northeast, we're looking at wet conditions out there. And some of these locations, they've already seen some record-breaking rainfall. Down towards the south, Texas, Oklahoma, good news for you. You're going to be looking at sunshine and dry conditions, a welcome break from all the heavy rain that you saw last week. And of course, this whole area, we're going to start to see this ridge building, and we're going to keep you dry, it looks like, even through the upcoming weekend. And now for the second part of the story, the rain now across parts of the southeast. We're kind of robbing that moisture from parts of the south central region, and this is what's happening. We have a stalled front. We're going to continue to see some storms around this area as we go through today, Wednesday, maybe even potentially through Thursday. That's the key word with the stalled front. Some of these locations about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. And then for the northeast, you're starting off your Monday. It's the first day, meteorological day of summer, and you're looking at actually cool conditions for parts of New England. Have that backdoor cold front out there, and then this area low pressure that's spinning right along this front. We're going to see the potential for some stronger storms around for areas including DC, even up towards Philadelphia. You're going to be kind of the hot spot in the northeast. Elsewhere, cool conditions and more rain on the way for you, Newark, as well as even into New York. You could see another 1 to 3 inches, maybe even more by Wednesday.
Yep, 'tis true. Top news stories of the day. Anaris Rodriguez has those.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. Our headlines begin in Los Angeles, where a 9-year-old girl in critical condition after a car lunges across a sidewalk and into Terminal 7 at LAX. Police say the driver apparently mistook the gas pedal for the brake. In the meantime, Los Angeles County investigators and supervisors plan to vote on mandatory water cuts tomorrow. The reductions don't take house or family size into consideration. Large families say their water bills could double or triple if they don't meet those targets. They say it is impractical to cut water as much as a third when you have 4 or more children. Let's head to our heartland. Dam operators in Oklahoma releasing millions of gallons of water from Grand Lake to head off flooding. This is the first time since 2007 Grand Lake has been filled to the brim. Almost 90,000 cubic feet of water gushing out of the Pensacola Dam each second. And Sam, that's going to be the case across Texas. We know that the governor signed emergency declarations for 70 counties there.
Yeah.
And our experts say even though there's not rain in the forecast, we could see river flooding because of all of those floodgates opened across the state.
You just see that water and you wish you could ship it to California every time. All right, NASA hopes to take a giant leap forward this week by slowing everything down. The space agency will test its low-density supersonic decelerator. Some people call it flying saucer. Yeah, it's designed to slow down space vehicles that are barreling through Mars's very thin atmosphere. So Steve Jurczyk, the Associate Administrator for the Space Technology Mission, joins us now live from Kauai, Hawaii. Aloha and good morning. Hey, Steve, let's talk about this and why it works and why it's necessary.
Yeah, so the LDSD technology is critical for landing larger mass systems to the surface of Mars, like you indicated. And it consists of an airbag that's in the shape of a donut that is about 20 feet in diameter that inflates first. And then we release a large high-speed parachute. It's about 100 feet in diameter. And the combination of that airbag, which creates a larger surface area on the saucer, and the large area of the parachute rapidly slow the vehicle down from 4 times the speed of sound down to subsonic speeds.
Well, we can't wait for Mars to test it. So how are you guys going to test it tomorrow?
Yeah, so our tests, we test at high altitude on Earth by first lofting the vehicle on a high altitude balloon. It's very large, it's about 440 feet in diameter. We go to about 120,000 feet. And then we release the flying saucer. A rocket engine on the backside fires and takes us up to 180,000 feet and accelerates us to 4 times the speed of sound. And then we inflate the airbag and release the parachute. And we go to high altitude to mimic the atmospheric conditions at Mars. Like you said, Mars has a very thin atmosphere. And so we simulate that by going to high altitude on Earth.
It's just another one of those cool things that we get from you guys that we get the opportunity to see. We've been showing the video as you've been talking about it. So tomorrow is the test, and will you guys have video on NASA.com?
Yes, we will absolutely show both live and replayed video on NASA.com once we get to fly.
All right, and it is, I made the mistake, it's nasa.gov, I guess, is the right way to see it. Steve Jurczyk, I thank you so much for spending...
That's correct, it's NASA.
It's all right, it was my fault, nasa.gov.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for getting up and joining us from Kauai. Aloha. All right, it's time for Weather Wellness, Enaritis.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. That's right. It's time for our Weather Wellness. Celebrity trainer and author of Skinny Habits, Bob Harper, tells us how to avoid common mistakes during outdoor workouts.
When you are working out in the heat, some of the mistakes that I see all the time are people that don't put sunscreen on, that aren't staying properly hydrated. And what that means is you want to constantly keep that water coming into your body because you're going to be sweating out, especially when it's hot outside and you are really releasing a lot of electrolytes. So make sure that you are drinking plenty of water, have an electrolyte supplement that you can throw in your water. That's going to be really helpful for you. And by all means, put that sunscreen on.
Great tips from Bob, one of your friends, Sam.
Yeah.
Really good tips. A lot of people don't like that electrolyte water. They think it tastes kind of off, myself included. So you forget to nourish yourself in that way and not just water, right?
I'll tell you, you know how I don't mind it, but I notice the taste, but I use those little bottles of flavoring in the water and you just
so you mask it
right in there and then, you know, you have an orange flavor and you're getting the electrolytes and you don't really
taste it at all. Makes it taste like water.
Okay, well, it's a little bit different from water. All right, let's get into, by the way, we've got a radar shot, do we?
No, we're going to be talking about hurricane season.
Oh, are we? Oh, well, yeah, we've got a radar shot and a tease coming up here, but let's deal with that right now this morning. This morning, we've got a brand new round of rain coming into northern New Jersey. Brandon, go ahead and zero in on all that because it looks like it's coming right across Edison and on its way
moving out of
toward
Clinton.
New Jersey and on into Staten Island as well this morning. The island is getting a little clear of the showers that you had earlier this morning, but this is exactly what we're talking about. Jen Carfagno has been telling you that all day long, these little dots or blistering showers or storms will start moving through the area. You see some more just east of Hartford and kind of moving on toward the Boston area. That's more in a showery form, but what's headed for New York and Staten Island and the eastern shore of New Jersey right now is a little line of thunderstorms. We're going to talk about hurricane season with Craig Fugate when we come back.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
You wouldn't buy a car without taking it for a spin. And it's, well, just a car. Test drive our full lineup, only at your local John Deere dealer.
What's this? A box. It takes worn-out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
This summer, discover the one place where your family will create unforgettable memories. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Rated PG-13.
Routine. It's a hard thing to break. Day in, day out. From point A to B and back again. There's a difference between being alive and living. Without two wheels, Allstate offers a genuine parts guarantee that promises to fix your bike with original parts. Talk to an Allstate agent about all the things they do to keep riders riding.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
What are you doing?
I'm having a small snack.
What?
Have you tried this mayonnaise? It's great.
Gross.
Don't live with ants. Get Raid Ant and Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Just like all moms, I'm always concerned about my children's well-being. But sometimes they get sick. Sometimes they get hurt. That's why I'm so grateful we have children's hospitals. Because when any child needs a miracle, they'll do everything in their power to make one happen. With our support. Please join me in giving sick and injured children every chance to get better. Put your money where the miracles are. Give to your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
And 40 23 minutes past the hour right now. Live look at Charlotte, 73 degrees. Now today, if you're in Raleigh, you're going to be looking at dry skies out there. But today, Charlotte, you could be looking at thunderstorms arriving later into the evening with that afternoon heating. Well, let's look at the southeast. It is going to be kind of gloomy out today, though. It is the first day of summer, meteorological summer, so yay to that. 71 degrees in Atlanta, looking at the live view on our Coca-Cola World Headquarters camera. And today we're going to see actually temperatures once again climbing to the 80s, but we're going to be looking at thunderstorms for Atlanta as well. You get the idea. Here's all the rain, the dip in the jet stream over towards the east as we show you persistent storms around from Raleigh, Jacksonville down towards Florida. Florida, you're going to see some of those really firing up, especially as you go later into the afternoon. Right now, our temperature 69 degrees in Jackson. You can see some of that rain right now moving through the southern parts of Alabama, 71 degrees in Atlanta. But the story here is it's quiet now, but as we go through the day, the afternoon heating, we have our boundary system here. This means we're going to see some of those storms firing up, just kind of speckling the map from areas including even Louisiana, New Orleans, as well as into the Florida Panhandle. Starting to see some of that sea breeze coming into play, 5 o'clock, as well as some of the storms right around the Carolinas. 9 o'clock at night, a lot of the activity right on top of Florida. The same for Raleigh, just kind of knocking on your door. But we want to point out the area of Virginia, for Roanoke. What we're going to see there is potential for some heavier amounts of rainfall there. Potentially, you could be looking at some problems with some flooding. The rain continues for today, tomorrow, but notice we're going to dry out on the backside for areas including Alabama, as well as into Mississippi. Then into Wednesday, rain just smack dab right on top of you, Raleigh. Same for Savannah. And then trying to get a little bit positive with the models, drying Atlanta out in the evening on Wednesday. But as we go all the way through Wednesday, 1 to 2 inches possible, even some spots of some heavier amounts. That's why you're seeing that gold speckled there. We move it ahead from Wednesday and show you the forecast for areas including Savannah. All these areas we're going to be looking at temperatures in the 80s. It's going to feel like summer with those storms out there as well.
Pop it up anytime. I'm with you, Jen. Dry those things up by Wednesday. I don't want a stormy.
We want Mama Champion to have some nice weather.
Yeah, Mom Champion is in town. She is in town. All right. Hey, we can't discuss the start of hurricane season, and this is it. It starts today without talking about preparation, keeping you and me and everybody else safe. FEMA Administrator Craig Fugate joins us now live this morning. Let's talk about it, Craig. Hey, good morning. It doesn't matter whether it's a big season or a small season, your folks have to be up and running. So what are you guys doing this year?
We get ready for hurricane season. Part of this is make sure our inventories are checked, our supplies are ready, the teams are trained. Again, hurricane season starts today. We don't know what the season is going to be, so you always start out getting ready for major hurricanes, and that's what FEMA's done. We're asking everybody else to take the same steps. Get ready for this hurricane season. Doesn't matter what the seasonal forecast is, because as we know, it only takes one.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Hey, Craig, a lot of people who live in these areas definitely think about it, but I'm among the crew who wants to get people who vacation in these areas throughout the summer to also start thinking about it. What are some of the things that folks who go into an area for the first time might need to think about if they're heading to the shores?
Well, keep track of the weather. Obviously, if we have a storm coming in, you don't want to be heading to the coast. But if you are going to the coast, learn about the communication plan that they have for the tourist. Usually the hotels and motels do a good job, but make sure you know how to get the information. Find out if where you're staying, however, is in an evacuation zone, because if a storm threatens, you as well as many other people will have to evacuate. And again, the best thing to do when a storm threatens is cut your vacation short, go home, be safe, and hopefully pick up your vacation after the storm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And a lot of the hotels will help you make those plans. Hey, and even if the Hurricane Center, kind of looks at their forecast and they say it's X number and it might be half of what you would normally expect in a season, does that mean that the response by your team and that all of us shouldn't be thinking about it as much?
Every season starts out, you get ready. Seasonal forecast will not tell you how many storms will make landfall. We've seen too many years where below average, and we had one major hurricane. I can go back to 1992 and remember Hurricane Andrew.
Yeah, I can too. I definitely can. I know Brian Norcross, who's standing right beside you, was the voice throughout that storm. He can remember it as well. An A-named storm late in the season and a disastrous storm. Craig Fugate, thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning, and all the best to the folks at FEMA to get ready for the season. Let's start showing you some of this, because you guys send us the most amazing images, and there have been a lot of lightning strikes. We're getting you ready for the severe storms that are coming up during the day today. Also, we have another round of them coming up later on this week as well. Lightning strikes.
We all enter this world with a shout. Robert! And we see no reason to stop. So CVS Health is creating industry-leading programs and tools that help people stay on medicines as their doctors prescribed. It could help save tens of thousands of lives every year. And that would be something worth shouting about. CVS Health, because health is everything.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's called Mother Nature for a reason. A nurturing spirit lives within every woman. At Mahindra, we strive to brighten the future for girls with a passion for agriculture. So thank you to the mothers and fathers of America for sharing the wonder of God's great outdoors. Today's future farmers are tomorrow's stewards of the land we care for.
The world's #1 selling tractor. Visit MahindraUSA.com.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu. It's got an active ingredient to relieve my muscle aches and joint pains. Blue Emu. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink.
Did you know that meeting your daily protein needs actually helps to support your muscle health? Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink can help you get the protein you need. Each serving has 15 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, plus 26 vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D, to support strong bones. Boost High Protein is the #1 selling high-protein complete nutritional drink, and it has a great taste, guaranteed. Help get the nutrition you need every day with Boost High Protein. Join the club at brandpower.com.
Welcome to the sleep revolution. All new Emergen Z, a natural way to power down with melatonin plus vitamin C and other antioxidants to work their magic while you sleep. Don't just sleep, revitalize. New Emergen Z, power down to power up.
At the Watershed, we believe in recovery. We believe that every alcoholic and addict deserves the opportunity to be healed. Our team of addiction professionals will address the underlying causes of your addiction while treating you with dignity and respect. We've helped thousands of patients recover from this seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Addicts can recover. Addicts do recover. No matter how hopeless the situation seems, the time to get help is now. Call the Watershed today.
What could be better than a 5-star luxury resort? A 5-star luxury resort that includes the finest of everything.
I've had the time of my life.
Sandals, more quality inclusions than any other resorts on the planet. Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday on the Weather Channel.
And welcome back to AMHQ, 52 minutes past the hour. Stunning video this morning. Lightning puts on quite a display in the southeast Washington state. This is in the city of Walla Walla, just as thunderstorms actually pushed through last night. You can see the lightning bolt there right in the middle of your screen, the cloud to ground lightning. Well, strong winds knocked out power to parts of the city. While it's a beautiful display, of course, we hate to hear about power outages out there. Walla Walla. And it looks like we could be looking at some more severe weather setting up across parts of the Pacific Northwest.
All right, our expert this morning, Jen Carfagno, is tracking that, and also what's ahead as we kick off the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. Morning, Jen.
And good morning, guys. Believe it or not, we're going to start in the Pacific, though, despite today being the first day of the Atlantic hurricane season. The Pacific started back in mid-May, and it is busy, very busy, actually. I'll give you some stats to prove it. Let's go and take a look at what's happening right now with Hurricane Andres. You look at it on the satellite perspective, and man, this thing looks very impressive. And then you look at its numbers, winds of 145 miles per hour. It is a major hurricane, and in fact, it is the furthest west in the month of May that we've seen a major hurricane here this far west in May in the eastern Pacific. It's also one of only 5 major hurricanes in the month of May, so it certainly is a big deal. Let's take a closer view in at it, though. We want to take a look at the satellite perspective. I'll tell you what, this is a buzzsaw kind of storm, right? Look at that. And this is what's called an annular hurricane. And you can see that it doesn't have a ton of banding. The hurricane itself is all within its core, and it's very strong. And you can see right around it here, we've got this very tall and very strong thunderstorms and the very strong winds around the eye wall of this hurricane. So 145 miles right now. The next advisory will come out at 8 o'clock Pacific time. We are expecting it to maybe hold its own today, but then weaken beyond that. Nothing really to change its strength much today, and hard to see how it will gain much additional strength. But holding its own for now, and then as it continues to move out into some cooler ocean water temperatures, sea surface temperatures, we will see it weaken here significantly by the time we get to midweek, end of week. You'll see it move from water temperatures in the 80s into the 70s. Now, if that wasn't enough to talk about a real active season, we've got another one behind it. I'll show you that. But, you know, while I'm on talking about categories, this a major hurricane. Category 4 is where it hits in. So we're lucky that it's out there over the water, no impact to land other than some swells getting kicked up maybe in the Baja of California. Now, behind it is another one in the Eastern Pacific. This also a big deal and pretty notable because it is now on track to become our second named storm. This typically happens in about mid-June. That's when you'd see this. So it's a bit early if we do get a name on this one. We'll see this one. Blanca would be the name. It's expected to get a name, not just become a tropical storm, but also become a hurricane and also become a major hurricane. Now here we are in the month of June. So by Thursday, tracking that, again, in very warm sea surface temperatures. We got water temperatures in the upper 80s. All right, so let's talk about the Atlantic side of things. Right now, all is quiet, but this is the time of year that we start watching activity potentially. And so we keep our eye on especially the Gulf of Mexico, the Western Caribbean, off the southeastern coast. Those dots are all the spots where we have had tropical development in the past. Now, these are the areas that we'll keep watching. Of course, we'll look everywhere, but these are the areas in particular that you really start to watch clusters of thunderstorms this time of year to see if anything spins up. Luckily, at the moment, we do not have anything noteworthy to talk about. And when it comes to the outlook, this will be something that you hear about a lot today, being the first day of the Atlantic hurricane season, is the outlook. And Sam, both NOAA and both us going for a slightly below average season when it comes to tropical activity. But it all depends on what affects us on land.
Please, please just get ready. Please just get ready anyway. All right, you are a part of the weather stories.
A host of travel issues, Sam, and everyone watching at home, especially if you're living in the New York and New Jersey and Connecticut area. The first picture coming out of the New York area, a beautiful shot of lightning being captured by someone there last night as the storms rolled through. We haven't seen this type of vantage point all morning. We've seen a lot of lightning. That's absolutely beautiful over Midtown Manhattan. I must mention, though, that we have a ground stop still in effect at LaGuardia, Teterboro, JFK, you got delays, and Newark, you got delays, all because of the weather. In the meantime, in Connecticut,
we were just showing Berlin High School.
The students were sent home early because of the flooding damage. You can notice this was some of the roof, the panels collapsed there on the hallway.
School is closed there in Berlin.
Yep, they were sent home. And now our last picture, we leave you with a just stunning image from the ISS of a cloud over Pakistan. This was obviously tweeted out by Astro Kelly, one of our favorite astronauts, American astronauts, still on a one-year mission up in space.
One little lone cloud over
isn't that
Karachi. That is such a cool image.
This is the dry season right now.
All right,
We'll start to see those building there.
We continue now our coverage of the day. Chris and Kelly are up right now.
See you tomorrow.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today from the lab. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass. We're joined in the lab by hurricane specialist Michael Lowry because it is the first day of the Atlantic hurricane
It's hard to believe, Kelly, that it's already June, and we have a preview with what's coming from the Hurricane Center and maybe what we have to watch this week in the Atlantic.
All right, some new tools to look at, too.
And that includes El Niño's role. We take a look at one of the major players in hurricane season, what El Niño's impacts will be this year.
And a new flood threat. While parts of the southern plains are drying out, we're going to take a look and see who's under the risk for dangerous and potentially deadly flooding this week, even parts of the Northeast. And that's where we're going to be dealing with some problems for sure. You can see some of the issues with cars stranded in high waters. Even in Atlanta, Chris, we had some heavy thunderstorms yesterday.
Exactly, Kelly. But right now we're going to focus on the scenes there in the Northeast where more rain a possibility. In fact, just about a guarantee. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to see that flooding once again. Let's take a look right now at New York. Into tomorrow, we're going to have that chance for some rain. You can see here through today, rain, going to have either heavy rain or some showers at times, and then rain again overnight with the potential, again, for some of the rain to happen over some of the same areas. It's called training, like train tracks going over the same spots, train cars going over the same tracks. You can get some very heavy rain and some flooding. And right now, it's starting to see a little bit of lightning associated with this cell that's just about to move into New York City. So about to get messy once again in Manhattan. Here's a look at Maine, mostly wet right now in Maine, parts of Vermont and New Hampshire, also seeing some showers and some heavy showers right now moving through central Mass. As we look at the future of the radar, what the computer shows us, the radar and the satellite, so the rain and the clouds, what that looks like, this is what the computer shows us is going to happen here. And again, notice right here on that I-95 corridor, rain after rain. So just continuing to go over some of the same spots, and that could lead again to more of those flooding concerns, more of that urban flooding that we've seen, that we saw yesterday. So right through tomorrow into the evening, start to dry out a bit, and then by Wednesday morning, just a few scattered showers expected. But as far as how much rain we're going to get, it likely will help out the drought because some of the heaviest rain happening where there is moderate drought right now. And as we look at what we're expecting through midweek, there will be pockets where when it's all said and done, Kelly, you add it up about 3 to 5 inches of rain.
And Chris, while that rain heads into the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, places in the southern plains are finally catching a break, especially Texas. You know, areas near Houston still saw more than a foot of rain over the weekend. The Colorado River at Wharton peaked on Saturday, just shy of major flooding. May storms have already resulted in at least 29 deaths, with 25 of those in the state of Texas. So we know we've been hit hard, and it's all about the pattern that we've had across the Lone Star State, not just Texas, but Arkansas, Oklahoma. We've seen too many scenes like these where we've had a lot of high water just inundating homes and businesses, and of course cars getting stranded as well. So let's take a look at the situation, because I mentioned the pattern. This is the pattern that we had pretty much the entire month of May. From May 1st all the way through the end of the month, we had all that moisture pulling north with our jet stream well to the north. And not only that, we've had disturbance after disturbance coming out of the Rockies and making a track right through the Center Plains, interacting with that subtropical jet, and that really helped to enhance some of the rainfall. So while we didn't have any tropical systems, we certainly had that tropical connection with all that moisture in play. And you can see places like Fort Smith in the northwest corner of Arkansas, how about nearly 20 inches of rain for the month of May. These are all records, by the way. Wettest May on record. Oklahoma City, just about 19.5 inches of rain. Austin, no wonder we had such terrible flooding there about a week ago, 17.5 inches. Corpus Christi picking up over 14 inches. We take a look at Dallas, maybe not the wettest May of all time, but certainly in the top 5. Look at that, number 3 spot with nearly 17 inches of rain during the month of May. And while the rain has stopped, floodwaters are still causing problems out there. Kate Parker is live in Texas with news of flooding just to the north of you, right, Kate?
Yeah, I'm here in Dallas, so I wanted to give you an idea of how traffic was flowing this morning because we had major traffic problems here on Friday and over the weekend because some of these major veins were closed. You know, Loop 12 was closed all weekend long because of flooding. That has subsided. But here's the problem. The lakes are completely full. Those are emptying out into the Trinity River. The Trinity River, therefore, still rising. So this is what we're seeing this morning. Just overnight, this apartment complex called Wellington Place in Coppell, 110 apartment homes flooded overnight. So they had to open some temporary shelters. The Red Cross came in. They were trying to get these people some temporary shelters. But you'll notice that that looks like very still water. It's because it is a flood situation, not a flash flood situation. So it's not really moving water. It's just quickly rising water. And unfortunately, along the river, that's going to be a big problem for us. Trinity River still in that major flood stage, Kelly, and a lot of areas well prepared for that. You know, we've got a levee system in place. You're looking at video right now, though, of Lake Grapevine. And Grapevine Lake, the thing is, that is at 26 feet above average. Not 26 feet total, 26 feet above average, and all of that is emptying into the Trinity River as well as Louisville Lake and Lake Ray Roberts. So that's the problem, those all being so high, Kelly.
Right. Kate, it's so good to see the sun on your face for now, though. Let's check the 5-day forecast. Hang right there for a second. That's our hometown, by the way. Here's a look at our forecast for the next 5 days. Sunshine mixed with clouds today, tomorrow. Not a drop of rain in the forecast Wednesday through Friday with those highs well into the upper 80s. And Kate, the other thing we want to point out is the fact that it's been so cool due to the clouds and due to the rain that we've had in your area, right? I don't think we've hit 90 yet, have we?
Not hit 90 yet. The average 90-degree day happens in mid-April, and we haven't hit it yet. The record latest is June 12th, so, I mean, we'll see if we hit that. I got to tell you, the sunshine is so pleasant to see, but it's really misleading because people aren't going to be expecting to run into water on roads, and you still could do that because right now everything's so backed up, Kelly. As far as the drainage systems go, they can't put any more water downstream, and so what you're seeing is that that water still is rising upstream, and it's only evaporation that's going to help us out. Thankfully, we do have sunshine and warm temperatures to help speed along that process a little bit.
All right, Kate Parker, thank you very much. Today we know June 1st, and that is the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season. But this year, expected to be on the quiet side. We're going to really talk about what we mean by quiet and the role that El Nino will play.
Plus, we are live from the National Hurricane Center out of Miami, Florida, to see the new high-tech tools in tracking these dangerous storms. And I know for many of you, it's been a while since we've had a major hurricane. We've got that after your local on the 8s.
And we have our eyes on you, Times Square and New York City. We have a storm just off to your west. We're tracking it your way here on Weather Center Live.
Doesn't it seem like the wireless world today could use a smile? At Cricket Wireless, we think so. That's why prices for our plans are all in, taxes and fees included. And we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. It's what makes Cricket the happiest place in the whole wireless world.
Hey, you working for Nature Made too?
Yup.
Go team!
You've heard about friendly probiotics, but why take one that only targets half your digestive tract? New Nature Made Advanced has dual strains that target your whole tract. That's friendly. New Advanced Probiotic from Nature Made.
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months.
Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Everyone, remain calm.
Rated PG-13.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow morning, heavy rain and flooding concerns for your northeastern commute, plus fixing a flooded car the right way. 5 Eastern on Wake Up with Al, 7 Eastern on AMHQ.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. 24-hour relief that outperforms the leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6. Sees the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Introducing the first ever gummy multivitamin from Centrum. A complete and tasty new way to support your energy, immunity, and metabolism like never before. Centrum Multi-Gummies. See gummies in a whole new light.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced. World's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Turning in the grain again. The bells began to chime. Time, she says, there's no turning back.
You can pass down a Subaru Forester. She's all yours. But you get to keep the memories.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Today, June 1st, the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season. The Atlantic Basin hurricane specialist here and storm surge specialist Michael Lowry is here to talk about the forecast. We're going to look at some numbers and also provide a little perspective behind these numbers.
Yeah, we got some numbers from NOAA, which is the parent organization of the Weather Service, last week, sort of giving us their outlook for the season. In a typical year, Chris, we get 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, 3 of those become Category 3 or higher. Everybody wants to know, what's the season look like? Well, the only thing we can really tell you with any measure of skill is how many storms we're going to get. Colorado State put out their numbers back in April, and they were predicting a below normal season in terms of the numbers. NOAA putting out their numbers, giving us a range of numbers, but even those range of numbers below what we would expect in an average season. But as we say, these are just the numbers. They don't tell us where the storms will actually go. And unfortunately, you really have to wait until the storms form to tell you anything about that.
But this does give us an indication that there are things going on in the atmosphere that are telling the experts that come up with these numbers that it's not favorable for a huge
And we're going to
season.
talk a little bit more about that and what's happening in the atmosphere and why we expect a below normal season in terms of numbers coming up.
All right, well, let's go to Kelly now.
All right, of course, today is the first day of the Atlantic hurricane season, and our senior hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross, is live at the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, with a new way to warn you about storm surge dangers. Good morning to you, Brian.
And good morning, Kelly. It's a busy, busy day here. We have a news conference here coming up at 11:15. We'll have for you live on the Weather Channel, so stay tuned for that. Of course, a lot of talk here about storm surge, a lot of concern about storm surge, obviously. And last year, the only storm to make landfall in the U.S. was Hurricane Arthur. And this was the video that Jim Cantori and the Weather Channel team took in Rodanthe, North Carolina, where that water came up 3 feet and higher with waves on top of that. It was a scary thing. And storm surge is scary, and here's why there's such big concern about storm surge. When you go back and you look at the deaths that hurricanes have caused over the years, looking back to 1963, here's the way it breaks out. People can die from the rain and the flooding and the surf and lots of reasons. The big percentage is due to storm surge. About half the people that die in hurricanes historically die because of storm surge. So that's why there's been so much concentration on it. So just beginning this year, brand new, the National Hurricane Center is going to be issuing a prototype experimental storm surge warning, or watch and warning, for areas that are threatened. So this is just to kind of practice the process. The idea is in 2017 to actually have it be official. So watch for that if we get a landfalling storm this year. So that's the story on storm surge. Now, here in Miami, there's all kinds of research going on here at the Hurricane Center and over at the research lab across town. And here's one of the new and interesting things. Look at this. This is a kind of drone. It's called a Coyote, and it's an instrument package that measures the pressure and the temperature and just goes into the storm and gets data like never before. It gets actually tossed out of hurricane hunter type planes and then flies down and around and sends the data back. And it's coming online. It's not part of the program yet, but the goal that researchers have is to hope that it increases the accuracy of the hurricane strength forecasts.
We believe that getting this information, a more accurate measure of what the moisture is in a storm, into the models should give us a much better intensity forecast. If we can improve the intensity forecast, we can save lives and save money.
So there are always new things coming into the program, new information coming in, and it all begins a new hurricane season right here today from the National Hurricane Center. I'm Brian Norcross, back to you.
All right, new tools, new warnings, new information. Thank you so much, Brian Norcross, our senior hurricane specialist.
And again, today is the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season, and with it comes the potential for dangerous storm surge. After Local on the 8's hurricane specialist Michael Lowry will be back, and he's facing a hurricane ahead. He's going to talk about this here as you see what's more deadly, the powerful winds or storm surge. We'll hear from Michael coming up.
When a moment spontaneously turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com. Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Here you are. Anything I can do to make your stay more magical?
Well, I wish we could have even more park time.
Have dinner with the princess?
Ooh, I want to ride the monorail. Oh, and take a break by the pool.
But be back in time for fireworks?
Let me see what I can do.
When you stay at a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel, you get the most out of your vacation and your family. And this summer, you can save up to 30% off when you book a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room.
like a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
Replacing old drain lines used to mean tearing up floors and walls and digging a huge trench in your house, but not anymore. Now there's trenchless drain line repair. Our trenchless pipelining method creates a new permanent pipe inside the existing pipe. A liner saturated with epoxy is inserted into the pipe. A bladder is inflated until the epoxy hardens to form a new pipe inside the old pipe. It's removed and the pipe is ready for use, better than new. Need a drain line repair? Go trenchless. Call Quick Plumbers today.
Tomorrow morning, heavy rain and flooding concerns for your northeastern commute, plus fixing a flooded car the right way. 5 Eastern on Wake Up with Al, 7 Eastern on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms develop. 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Weather Center Live, a look at a stormy sky here as storms were moving through, into, out of, and around the Atlanta area. This in Marietta, which is north of Atlanta, with it coming some very heavy rain. As you can see right here, cars splashing along as they were driving through some of that water that collected. Also reports of some trees down, toppled by some of the strong winds. That was southwest of the city, but a lot of dark skies over the greater Atlanta area. Right now, though, 72 degrees, and a live look here at Atlanta, where the Coca-Cola World Headquarters showing some cloudy skies over downtown right now, and more rain and storms on the way in the coming days. In fact, we can show you right now where and when we're expecting to see some of the storms. Where's Atlanta is what we're talking about here. But for today, there will once again be a chance for some storms, and then that's going to be the same story on Tuesday, these hit and miss kind of pop-up storms. And then on Wednesday, a little bit of a break, and then Thursday and Friday, we're going to split the difference there. Chance for storms on Thursday and then dry, but getting onto the warm side into the mid-80s on Friday. This is a look right now at the radar, and you can see just a little bit of light rain now moving in from Alabama into parts of Georgia. And look at the bigger picture and parts of Alabama, the southwest portion of Alabama, seeing some of the heavier rain at the moment. This is what's going on. You have the jet stream right here, and this moisture's in place. So with that, going to have the continuation of more of these storms for a couple more days here as we watch things develop. Now we're going to watch this radar, the future radar we can call it, show us what the computer thinks the radar is going to look like, so where the rain's going to be through time here. And notice you have kind of that leopard spot look. So that's what we say, we hit and miss storms. So here's a hit, but here's a big miss, here's a miss. It's going to be kind of one of those deals where it pops up and it comes and goes, and we will continue to see that threat during the overnight hours early on. Then by tomorrow morning, things quieting down, just a few leftover showers here and there, and then during the day tomorrow, once again, a renewed impulse of some showers and some storms again, leaving areas, Kelly, we know farther off to the west on the drier side, and some of the wettest spots we'll see around the Appalachians into the Carolinas and Virginia as well.
And Chris, something else we'll be keeping an eye on, the tropics. Today, in fact, kicks off the start of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. And unlike tornadoes, hurricanes really pack a double punch of powerful winds and devastating storm surge. But which force is more deadly? Hurricane specialist Michael Lowry braves the storm for the answer.
When it comes to the devastation caused by hurricanes, many think powerful winds make the biggest impact, but the fact is it's storm surge that's really most dangerous. Here, let me show you why. We've seen a hurricane winds turn even the most ordinary objects into deadly projectiles. And winds of 111 miles per hour can easily pick up and blow around parts of homes and other large objects, making it even more dangerous. Something as small as this can cause serious injury. But the force of storm surge moving at just 4 miles per hour is the equivalent of 111 mile per hour winds. And items carried by the surge can be even larger than the most powerful hurricane winds can pick up. Things like cars and homes. And if that wasn't bad enough, you're also dealing with toxic chemicals, power lines, and electricity. Now, one of the biggest differences is the ability to take cover. In wind, you're able to take safety in the most interior, windowless room in your house. With storm surge, there is no safe place to hide in the home. You may think you're protected inside from the water outside, but you're not. Eventually, that high water will be coming in. And depending on the power of the surge, it could rise all the way up to your roof. And that can happen in a matter of seconds. And this is why we always tell you to evacuate before a hurricane.
All right, demonstration shows you what water can do.
Absolutely. Stay with us and dry out for Texas coming up.
What are you doing in here? I'm grooming. Is that my toothbrush? Yes. How about a little privacy?
Don't live with roaches. Get Raid Anti Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
In the Nation, we know how you feel about your car. So when coverage really counts, you can count on Nationwide. Because what's precious to you is precious to us. Just another way we put members first. Join the Nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. Bigger, more powerful, and ready for action.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season starts Sunday, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Cowboys helping to rescue about 200 cattle. This was the scene right here. They're trapped by the rising waters along the Trinity River in Liberty County. This is at the Liberty Bell Ranch. About 1,800 acres of dry land dwindled down to just 50 acres. So 1,800 acres down to 50 acres from that flooding that we saw in Dayton. The group led the animals more than 70 miles swimming and walking away from the rising waters. Quite a scene right there. And those Cowboys doing an amazing job.
Poor cows. Can they even swim? I didn't know they could. I'm glad they made it out. Thanks to the help of those Cowboys, right? Thank you so much for staying with us here on Weather Center Live. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass.
And I'm meteorologist Chris Warren. We saw all of that heavy rain finally getting a chance to dry out. However, we are watching other areas where rain is moving in.
Yeah, Dallas looks good there on the left, but New York City on the right. Yeah, we've got some gloomy looking conditions over you guys. In fact, the tops of the skyscrapers obscured by the cloud cover. We do have a flash flood watch in effect right through tomorrow evening. We could see more than 2 inches of rain, and already we're seeing some travel issues because of the bad weather there, Chris.
Yeah, and you see New York City there, some of those low clouds. That is some rain that's already moving in. And if we take a look right now at the radar, you will see New York City right here. And here comes some of that heavier rain. Right now, you are dealing with some of the lighter rain, but some of this yellow showing some of that heavier rain that's about to move in. There's Staten Island. You're getting wet as well. And then eventually moving on to Long Island. Not as strong of a storm, but still some heavy rain associated with it. I say not as strong of a storm because we're seeing the lightning go away for now. And then we look at the bigger picture here in the Northeast. You take 95 up into Maine, and you're dealing with some of that wet weather right along the Canadian border, seeing some of the heavier rain as well. This is how it's going to play out throughout the rest of the day as far as when and where we're going to see the rain. It's that 95 corridor again today and then tomorrow as well. We're going to see that chance for some rain, and at times there will be some storms associated with this. So looking at some heavier rain. Also be on the lookout for some ponding on the roads. The potential for some flooding with some of the heavier showers will be there. You will have to watch out for that again through tomorrow night. And as far as the rainfall through Wednesday, a lot of these areas in moderate drought. So this rain will help these areas here. However, again, oftentimes when you get out or you get help with a drought, it often means there's a mess out there, especially when you get, in some cases, Kelly, as we know, about 3 to 5 inches of rain.
And we know all about too much rain here in Texas, that is for sure. It is so nice to see a forecast like this. In Houston, Texas, we've got sunshine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, we'll see a few more clouds as we head toward the end of the week, but overall, not a bad looking forecast with those high temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. So finally catching a break because the pattern really has kept all the storminess across the southern plains for the entire month of May. So finally, we get a chance to dry out because this week the pattern has shifted. We're going to see more storms across the southeast, especially through the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida, while we'll have drier, more stable air, and that is going to limit our chance for rain across the state of Texas. Great news for the city of Dallas, where the Trinity River still at major flood stage. Our Kate Parker joins us from that area live right now. And Kate, so good to see the sunshine out there.
Beautiful sunshine. We love to see it. Let me start you off, Kelly, though, because this is not telling of what's happening here in the DFW Metroplex, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Start with the very latest. 116 apartments are reported flooded overnight. That water did come up overnight, even though we had no rainfall, and it's thanks to the Trinity River. This is in Coppell. It's one of the cities here in the Metroplex. This is a wide, sprawling urban area, so the Trinity River that runs right through it, if it does flood and go into areas that aren't accustomed to it. We have levees here in Dallas and in many of the areas that protect from flooding. But Coppell, the water got too high last night because of emptying lakes. So this is kind of the long-term story of the flooding. Lake Grapevine, Louisville Lake, and Lake Ray Roberts, all way above their normal levels, 26 feet above Grapevine Lake. So that has to empty out somewhere. All that water coming from the north. Places like Denton, you were just looking at some video from there. And what happens is that that water has to go somewhere, right? Because the only drainage that we have at this point is evaporation. Thankfully, we do have the sun. We're thankful for that, especially with the number of water rescues and tragic situations we've had recently. It's no longer, though, a flash flooding situation. This is more of a long-term issue that we're going to be watching very, very closely. Now, let's take a look at the Trinity River. I want to show you what that gauge is doing and what exactly we have with that, because that is in major flood stage, and the Trinity River affects a lot of people. Millions of people live in this area. You can see that we have dropped down below 41 feet, but that's still in the major category. We crested, Kelly, on Friday night. I was standing out there when it happened at 42 feet.
Wow. And Kate, I know some of your own relatives had to be rescued from the floodwaters early on in the event. So thankfully everybody's okay, Kate. And it's so good to see the sunshine, because let's take a look at this graphic. This really tells the tale of what's been going on here in Dallas. We are now the third wettest month on record with nearly 17 inches. This isn't even a tropical system, remnants of a tropical storm or hurricane. This was just plain old torrential downpours and thunderstorms. You can see the number 1 and number 2 spots of April. And some of these records, as you can see, go pretty far back. All right, Chris and Michael Lowry now to talk more about this tropical season, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because our hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin officially starts today. Today is June 1st. So hurricane specialist and storm surge specialist Michael Lowry is here to talk about El Nino's role in all of this. Is there a role that El Nino is playing? If so, what is it? Yeah. El Nino tends to be kind of the punching bag sometimes for weather.
We like to point fingers when we can. And, and in the tropics, really the biggest player in sort of modulating the activity is El Nino. And let's just explain to folks what El Nino is. It's actually warm water than the Pacific Ocean, warmer than normal water in the Pacific Ocean. And what happens, Chris, is when you get all of this warmth in one area, it leads to thunderstorm development. And with those thunderstorms, you have warm air that comes up from the ocean, rises up, and produces the showers and thunderstorms, and actually increases the activity here in the Pacific Ocean. But downstream from that, there's this big subtropical ridge that builds up, that pumps up in the Pacific, and then you have a dip in the subtropical jet in the Atlantic Ocean. Stronger winds at the upper part of the atmosphere tends to tear apart systems, tends to deter activity. That's why we think, at least in terms of the numbers, we're going to have a below normal hurricane season. But usually El Nino's strongest impacts are here in the Caribbean and in the tropical Atlantic. Look over here in the Gulf of Mexico and off the eastern seaboard. not really expecting a whole lot of influence here from El Nino.
And that's important because in June, you typically get a lot of development there, right? In the Gulf and off the southeast coast.
Yeah,
if you're going to get it.
We're not looking all the way over there on the right side of your screen. We're really honed in over here at the Gulf and right off the coast, as Chris was saying, because those frontal systems still coming down, and when you get low pressure hanging over warm waters like we have in the Gulf of Mexico and off the eastern seaboard, very warm waters, I should mention, is you can get development, you can get spin up pretty quickly. So look, there's nothing to say that we won't have hurricanes and strong winds even threaten land this year. We are in an El Nino, Kelly, that's expected to, thankfully for us in terms of numbers, keep the numbers down through the hurricane season.
All right, Michael Lowry, thank you. Let's go back to Kelly.
All right, thank you so much, guys. And of course, the beginning of June, we've got the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season, and it is expected to be slower than usual. Just ahead, what our experts say is the force behind that.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Progressive Insurance here, and I'm a fox who thrives on the unexpected. Ha ha! Shall we die? You wouldn't expect an insurance company to show you their rates and their competitors' rates, but that's precisely what we do. Going up? Nope. Coming down. And if you switch to Progressive today, you could save an average of over $500. Stop it. So call me today at the number below. Or is it above? Dismount. Oh, and he sticks the landing.
Jackie's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, her doctor has her on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital. The first smile after surgery, a girl walking when they said she wouldn't, parents getting good news. But miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
If you've been wishing for something amazing, at Cricket Wireless, we've got it. A special offer on the new Samsung Galaxy S6. Plus, we've got more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. Because a great phone deserves a great network. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
And we took the kids to have our family picture taken with Santa Claus, and I was bigger than Santa.
There are very few pictures because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to face it.
That was then. This is now.
I've lost 40.5 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I'm Michelle, and I lost 41 pounds.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit.
I looked and thought, I can do this. It's working.
Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back, guaranteed.
And when I looked down at that scale and I realized how much I had lost, I was through the roof.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan and get 28 days of great tasting meals. That's 4 weeks of delicious food, perfectly portioned, ready in minutes, and delivered right to your door.
They cook better than I do, so it's a win-win for me.
I can get dessert, I get cookies and cake, and I lost weight.
That's why it's America's #1 home delivery diet, Nutrisystem. Millions of people have lost weight with it. You can too.
Well, I wear jeans that I probably couldn't have even fit in high school.
I've lost 41 pounds. He's lost 32 pounds. So together, what is it? 73, right?
Call or click right now and order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism free, and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings free. Plus, call now and your shipping is free. Act fast and get the all-new NutriCurb free. Introducing NutriCurb, a great way to control your appetite while you lose weight. NutriCurb works with your body's own appetite control mechanism to delay hunger signals to your brain. So, instead of just feeling full, with NutriCurb, you feel less hungry in the first place.
I tell everybody it's Nutrisystem and it's easy and you can do it.
That's right. Call within the next 5 minutes and get free energizing shakes, free Craving Crusher shakes, free shipping, and a free supply of NutriCurb to control your hunger.
Call now, 877-939-THIN, and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
Today, June 1st, and the Atlantic hurricane season officially starts today, and the experts saying it's expected to be below normal. Only about half the predicted named storms expected to become hurricanes.
Our senior hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross, is live for us at the National Hurricane Center in Miami. But Brian, as you know, it's not the number of storms, it's the impact that only one could have.
It only takes one, as we know here in Miami very, very well. 23 years ago, Hurricane Andrew here, and a number of years that were El Nino years that had few storms total, but had significant impact. So we don't look at the total, we look at the impacts. That's exactly right. And we talk about, of course, when we talk about hurricanes, we talk about models. So let's review last year's hurricane season and how well the models did, because we all go on the computer and we all look at the hurricane models. Here is what the NHC forecast. So this is the forecast done by the hurricane specialists here at the Hurricane Center. And this was the amount of error as you go out in time. You see from just 12 hours, 24 hours out to 5 days. And of course, the farther out in the future, the more error you have. Of course, that makes sense. There's just more uncertainty. Now, let's take a look at the most popular models, the most common models we look at, the USGFS model and the European model. And you see that the forecasters here at the Hurricane Center, especially in the longer time frames, did better. The lower on the graph, the better the forecast. Now look at this model, the HWRF model, that the American modelers have been working on in this past year. It did fantastically well. It was right there with the best specialists here at the Hurricane Center in terms of accuracy. And then the one final one is called the consensus model, where you take all of them and average them, and that in general is the best overall model. So that's the way it stacks up this year. Dr. Rick Knabb, the director of the National Hurricane Center, well, that's the way it stacked up last year. So does that mean the HWRF is going to be the best model this year?
No, we can't predict the accuracy of the models in advance very well, but we do know that the HWRF and the U.S. Global Model GFS have both been enhanced for this coming hurricane season. Some changes have been made, and the combination of that, it's hard to know exactly what that's going to mean for the HWRF, but we do think there would be most likely some overall improvement in the track forecast. One thing to keep in mind, though, is we use a large collection of models, and that's what leads to the consensus, or the average of the most reliable models, and that's where we tend to start with our forecast. But the humans can do one thing that none of the models, including the consensus model, can do, and that is maintain some continuity, because the models can jump around all over the place, but we tend to make our changes a little more conservatively, because things can wobble one way and then wobble all the way back.
All right, so you're talking about the track forecast, and here we were looking at track forecast errors, but this intensity forecast problem is a daunting problem. The HWRF really was designed to help that. Where do we stand on intensity forecasts, and what's it going to take to make better intensity forecasts?
Well, we want to improve the model's ability, especially these fully dynamical hurricane models like HWRF. We want to enhance their ability to forecast intensity without sacrificing their ability to forecast track. And one big program where we're throwing a lot of money at this problem is HFIP, Hurricane Forecast Improvement Project. Now, we don't have as much money going into that program this year as we did last year, and that does pose a risk of slowing our progress on intensity forecast improvements compared to what we would like. But the HFIP is still going, and we still anticipate it will lead us to some improvements. And it's not only helping us put better models into operations, it's helping us in the realm of product development and social science evaluations of those products and how useful they can be.
All right, Rick, we'll watch it closely, obviously. Models are very, very interesting, very complicated. Lots more from the Hurricane Center here all day today on the Weather Channel. I'm Brian Norcross, back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Also keeping an eye on the Eastern Pacific because things already in full swing.
A brand new tropical storm to tell you about, plus a major hurricane up next.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead, big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, it could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide.
I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with it.
Visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. See why millions of people have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu. It's got an active ingredient to relieve my muscle aches and joint pains. Blue Emu. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink.
When cigarette cravings hit, all I can think about is getting relief.
Only Nicorette Mini has a patented fast-dissolving formula. It starts to relieve sudden cravings fast.
I never know when I'll need relief. That's why I only choose Nicorette Mini.
You do all this research on the perfect car. Gas mileage, horsepower, torque ratios. 3 spreadsheets later, you finally bring home the one. Then smash it into a tree. Your insurance company's all too happy to raise your rates. Maybe you should have done a little more research on them.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Pain from your day can haunt you at night. Don't let it. Advil PM gives you the healing sleep you need, helping you fall asleep and stay asleep so your body can heal as you rest. Advil PM for a healing night's sleep.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. and vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't, to help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
If you want a great lawn, you can spend hours every week mowing, weeding, fertilizing. Or experience a greener world with Synthetic Turf International. Spend time enjoying your lawn, not working on it. Experience a greener world with Synthetic Turf International.
Tomorrow morning, heavy rain and flooding concerns for your northeastern commute, plus fixing a flooded car the right way. 5 Eastern on Wake Up with Al, 7 Eastern on AMHQ.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is time for a tropical update. Today is the first day of the Atlantic hurricane season.
So with that, we bring a warm welcome here to hurricane specialist and storm surge specialist, Michael Lowry.
Thanks, Chris. 183 days. It's a long time. Not that I'm counting, but our first...
100% are counting.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Our first tropical update of the season, and I have to start in the Atlantic because this is where everybody is really interested this time of year. Here's the look of the tropics, guys. We look for those cloud clusters from the Gulf of Mexico down to the Caribbean Sea and into the areas of the Atlantic that are east of the islands. Let's start over here, though, north of Puerto Rico, some wispy clouds. Anytime you see these streaks of clouds streaming across the sky, forget about getting any type of development here. The winds at the upper part of the atmosphere are just too strong this early in the year to get anything over here. And then as we take you to the tropical Atlantic from the coast of Africa all the way to the islands, see these little puffy white clouds across the Atlantic? That's telling me that there's a lot of dry, stable air out here in the middle of the tropical Atlantic. So forget about getting anything out here. And really, you don't see tropical activity in the far eastern Atlantic until we get to July, late July, August, September. So we look here close to home. We look to the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Some unsettledness here in the Gulf of Mexico, nothing organized at this time. But look here in the Caribbean, clear for now, so not bad if you're out there taking a vacation to some of the islands. But later on in the week, things will get a little more unsettled down here. We're expecting some showers and thunderstorms, a broad area of low pressure to develop by midweek. And then by late week, this area of low pressure may become a more concentrated low off the coast of Florida, though we don't think it's going to be anything more than that at this point. It's just a weak area of low pressure that's going to be lingering. But the water's here warm enough, and we are in that time of year that we could try to see something spin up. But here's what's working against it. As I was saying earlier, those strong upper winds in the atmosphere, strong here, big dip in the jet stream across the Gulf of Mexico. If anything were to try to get going down here, Chris and Kelly, it would have to get through this really wall of wind shear that is going to be streaming across the Atlantic Ocean. Though some of the computer models showing once it gets out here a little bit farther to the northeast that we could see some sort of weak development, weak tropical developments, but still a good 4 or 5 days away, guys.
Meanwhile, though, hurricane season started earlier in the Eastern Pacific.
It did.
Now we've got a lot of activity.
Big time. You know what's interesting about the Eastern Pacific Ocean, though, is that the Atlantic, we could see hurricane season start in April. We can see hurricane season start in August. There's a big spread in terms of when the storms, the first storm will actually form. In this case, this year, we had our first storm a few weeks ago in early May. But here in the Pacific Ocean, usually June the 1st, late May, the last week of May, almost always that bell rings and we start to see activity, and this season is going along those lines. And it is an El Nino year, meaning those waters out there very, very warm. We have a hurricane already here that's spinning in a very strong hurricane, which I'll get to in a second. And we already have our second tropical storm that's just formed as of 11 o'clock Eastern time. This is Tropical Storm Blanca, which I'll also get to in just a moment. 140 mile per hour Category 4 hurricane. You don't see storms much stronger than this, especially in late May in this part of the world. 943 millibars, moving off to the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. But you can see it's a ways away from Mexico, so churning out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but I mean almost a textbook-style hurricane. It's resembling almost what we call an annular hurricane. It's got a donut shape to it, not a whole lot of convective banding, not a lot of rain bands that are feeding into it. Most of it just right around it like a truck tire, and that's spinning over very, very warm waters. As I was saying, the waters out here incredibly warm, and it's been feeding off of those water now for the past few days. The good part of the story is that the forecast track is taking it off to the northwest, away from land, but also toward cooler ocean waters. So we do expect gradual weakening here. I think we've seen it sort of plateau, but it's going to take some time to come down, especially, as I was saying, because it's sort of resembling what an annular hurricane is, and anytime they become annular, it takes a little time for them to weaken. Tropical Storm Blanca, this is the second named storm in the Eastern Pacific season already. Winds of 40 miles per hour. Chris and Kelly, this is going to take a little bit of time. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, so we have, thankfully, some time to watch this one as well. Back to you.
All right, we know you will.
All right, we appreciate it, Michael Lowry. Also, we're keeping an eye on the northeastern United States. Heavy rain seen from New Jersey to Connecticut. It led to major flooding in homes, streets, neighborhoods, and businesses. Guess what? More on the way. But first, we're back in 60 seconds after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Tuesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 85. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.